Lisdowney and Thomastown take the field, and beautiful sunshine, wonderful conditions. Though there is quite a bit of a wind blowing towards the town goal, all right, but I think both sides will survive that. After all, they'll have it for half an hour each. So the teams will start with Thomastown. And they're showing a couple of positional switches, I imagine, to what may appear on your screen. I'm going to go with the locations of where they're starting. In goal will be Diarmuid Galway. Their full back line is Ned Kerwin. Richard O'Hara plays at 3, and Brian O'Hanlon at 17 at corner back. Brian Staunton's at wing back, Jay Burke at centre back, and Brian Murphy at number 7. However, don't be surprised if Jay Burke plays at full back and Richard O'Hara plays at 6. At midfield, Barry Whelan partners number 23, Dahi Byrne. The Thomastown half-forward line is Eddie Donnelly. Dylan Waugh is named at centre forward, and Robbie Donnelly's at 12. John Joe Farrell is at 13 in the corner, Stephen Donnelly at 14, and John Donnelly at 15. However, always howevers with these matches on a week-to-week basis. We expect John Donnelly will start at centre forward and Dylan Waugh will be in the corner. We also expect that Eddie Donnelly will play at midfield. Let's see what happens. Lisdowney, well, so far we're told they don't have too many dramatic changes from the team as published. Liam Dunphy plays in goal with them. Ray Fitzpatrick is right corner back. Ben Tallis plays at full back, and James Phelan plays at left corner. Their half back line consists of Sean Phelan at number 5, Owen Walsh at 6, and number 18, Dylan Jordan, is a late replacement for Kieran O'Carroll, though Dylan did play the full game here, semi-final here last week. Niall Brennan is at number 8, and Lisdowney welcome back their captain, Patrick O'Carroll, at number 9, and he's going to be he's a very, very important addition to their team. One of their more experienced players and a very good hurler indeed. Cathal Jordan plays at 10. David O'Carroll is at centre forward, and Kevin Sweeney plays at 12. Their full forward line, 13 is their free taker, Aidan Tallis, 14 Vincent Fitzpatrick, and 15 Conor O'Carroll. Well, we'll run through the Lisdowney subs as well. We'll give them their moment in the sun. Owen Kenny is 16, Brian Kavanagh is 17, Dylan Jordan is 18, no, Dylan is starting. William Kenny at 19, Lawrence Campion at 20, Eddie Hickey at 21, Michael Kenny 22, John Brennan 23, Peter Bergen 24, Owen Delaney 25, Stephen Delaney 26, Aaron Fogarty 27, Marty Mackey 28, and 29, Niall Mackey. I already see a small change with Lisdowney. I think the number 4, James Phelan, has gone into play. Gone into play at full back. It looks as if they're going man to man on the full back line at least. Away go Thomastown. John Joe Farrell wins the ball, beats it out the far corner, out towards Stephen Donnelly. Stephen foosters and fumbles over it. Well, it's the first minute or so of the game. It's understandable. People are nervous. Here comes John. John, the legs pumping, heading towards goal. This could be a dangerous one. His hand pass goes slightly astray. It should be clear, but still running through. Not great work in the Lisdowney defence, but Liam Dunphy comes from nowhere, goalkeeper, and flicks the ball out the field. There's a hurley thrown in his direction. That should have been picked up by the referee. It hasn't. Instead, there'll be a line ball to Thomastown. Dramatic opening to the game with Thomastown really trying in the person of John Donnelly, bursting straight through the Lisdowney defence. A good way to start the game. Here he goes again. Shot from the far side. Yes, it is. It's a good one. That's a hell of a start for Thomastown. And you'll hear a right amount of applause. Both sets of supporters, all 200 of them, down here below us. But they're, in fairness to them, they're well spread out around the place. And the echo of the stand gives you an illusion that there's a far bigger crowd indeed. Liam Dunphy is the only goalkeeper on the ground, not feeling particularly good, I'd say, after his last intervention. He came charging out of the goal and did extremely well. But this guy, very good goalkeeper, very fine goalkeeper indeed, and he's worn the black and amber for quite a long way through his underage career. Well, Lisdowney, this is the first time since 1978 that they have featured in an intermediate final. Back in that day, they lost to O'Loughlin's. Lisdowney, of course, a junior team for a long time, then a senior team through the 60s and 70s. They won a junior championship back in 1960 against Knocktover. So that's a bit of ancient history for you. And then their next junior championship was beating Bennettsbridge. They beat them by a point back in 2013. The Bridge have gone a long way since. Lisdowney aiming to go a long way too. Huge puck out, aided by the wind. Dropping on the centre forward position. Picked up in there by... It's Vincent Fitzpatrick. Vincent a long way for goal. Diagonal ball across the face. The goal is a good one. Oh, Cathal Jordan almost made it to it. He was under serious pressure. Picks up the ball very well indeed. Turns and heads for goal now. Charging towards the goal. Great run from Jordan. Very well stopped by Brian O'Hanrahan, the Thomastown cornerback. O'Hanrahan was beaten. All ends up as Jordan here down on goal that time, and somehow or other got back, flicked out a Hurley and knocked the ball over for a 65. Sean McMahon, the linesman, pointing to the spot where Aidan Tallis will take the 65. Aidan, only just about 18 years old now. Very, very fine player and very strong young man. Scored 1-6 here in the semi-final last week. Got a wonderful goal. We were all marvelling at the quality of it. And he's very confident, very assured free taker. I hope I'm not putting a hex on him with all those compliments. This should settle the Lisdowney men. Straight over the black spot. That's hit with an air of confidence, shall we say. Point apiece, 3 minutes into the first half of the Michael Lyng Motors. Michael Lyng Hyundai Motors. Intermediate hurling final. Sean Clear wants the puck out taken again. I often wonder, should referees say in advance to goalkeepers, I won't allow fast puck outs, or you don't puck out until I've signalled you or whatever. But anyway, it doesn't seem to happen. Communication between referees and players often is not wonderful. Ball on the deck on the far side over there. John Joe Farrell with it, trying to barrel his way through. Hit hard by Patrick O'Carroll. O'Carroll dispossesses and ball breaks, and to stalemate on the far side, about 20 metres out from the country goal. Farrell almost gets it. So do several other players, and eventually it's a free out to Lisdowney. Stray Hurley there. Whacked on the leg of one of the Lisdowney players, and Owen Walsh rushes across to take the free, but his goalkeeper Liam Dunphy decides he has a better shot. Let's see what Liam will do with it. He puts it way into the far corner. Lovely ball to Fitzpatrick, who has drifted way out from full forward, trying to make an angle. Puts a good diagonal ball across, breaks it towards Conor O'Carroll. Conor doesn't get it first time, and Thomastown relieve the pressure, but the ball squirting out over the sideline, the far side of the field. Will have a line ball too. Lisdowney and to Dylan Jordan over there. Though it's Kevin Sweeney's the man who's coming out from wing forward to take that. Unless he has a fantastic line ball altogether, I'm not sure is that a good idea, because it's simply depriving the forwards of a player. Thomastown have two spare men now in their defence. Good ball though, straight across the side of the field. Very decent one indeed. And just Conor O'Carroll went down for it. He thought he had a free. He didn't have a free. Dylan Waugh coming for it. He's beaten. Or Dahi Barton, he's beaten to it. But eventually it breaks up into the hands of Robbie Donnelly. Low and hard across the field towards John. John tangled up absolutely by fullback Ben Tallis. And we have a free to Thomastown. It looks like Ben Tallis has taken up John Donnelly and swapped cornerback positions, but we'll see. But certainly Lisdowney would have had to make serious defensive plans to try and deal with John Donnelly, as Robbie Donnelly strikes a good point for Thomastown. 2 points to the men from Thomastown, 1 to Lisdowney. 6 minutes gone in the first half. Side's not really settled at this stage. There are little mistakes happening here. They're lovely pick up by Patrick O'Carroll at midfield. He's mullered out of it by Richard O'Hara. Silly tackle by him, and he was going nowhere. Sean Clear shows him the yellow card. Not a great thing to be carrying when you're centre back and you're only a couple of minutes into the game. Well, there's no Aidan Tallis will be delighted to take another chance to point for Lisdowney. Talking down the pitch before the start of the game, but both sides independently reckoned that there was 4 or 5 points in that breeze, And I'd say so. I'd say there is. You'd need to have that as a comfort. That's a good score from Aidan Tallis. Jeremy Galway with the puck out. Goalkeeper for St. Kieran's College this year. Earlier this year. Drills it to Ned Kerwin. Puts it way down to the corner. Ball breaking over. Stephen Donnelly's out over the sideline. He seems to think it's off Lisdowney Hurley. And the linesman agrees. John Donnelly to take the line ball. John Joe Farrell moving. He moved out very, very fast to take that. Has he got a turn? He has got the turn, but the strike is not good at all. And Pat O'Carroll was in the way, but he wasn't giving him that much grief. That should have been a Thomastown point. Chance missed. Liam Dunphy coming down this side. No, he's not. He decides to switch at the last moment. Go across towards Niall Brennan. It didn't work terribly well. And maybe he'd be better advised in the early stages just to go long or to go low, but not to try and be too selective. However, free to, again, silly pull really, but the free to Lisdowney, even though they did have the advantage coming out of that. Aidan Tallis again with the chance to score. He's already got 2 points from frees. Just below me here I see the manager of Lisdowney, Martin Power, along with John Costello and Ollie Blanchfield in the sideline. They're discussing their defence, I imagine, rather animatedly. They're down at this side of the field. This time Aidan, it's high, it looks good again. That's a lovely score. And it should be a little lesson to the Thomastown team. 3 silly frees given away in the first 8 minutes. Sorry, a 65 and 2 frees given away in the first 8 minutes. And Tallis nailed all 3. All 3 were from distance. Jeremy Galway with the puck out. Big man, Jeremy Galway. Going well past midfield with it. Very picked up over there by Thomastown number 20, and away they go. Chance opening up. The good work by Owen Walsh. A little nudge on John Donnelly at the right time, and the ball comes out to Dylan Jordan. And Owen Walsh's intervention there was a very significant one. Jay Burke at the far side of the field clears way down the field. Not a bad one at all. And coming Robbie Donnelly with the ball in his hand. The Thomastown sharpshooter. That's a lovely score. Good work by Stephen Donnelly, who had combined well with him, but good score for Thomastown, 3 points apiece, and nothing to separate the teams really at this stage, except that perhaps Thomastown giving away a little bit more in terms of frees. Puck out low and well drilled up the far side towards Kevin Sweeney. He's robbed the possession over there, and away come Thomastown. Little line ball. So we don't know who's going to be taking the line ball over there. Not much movement to support. Oh dear. On the ground, Patrick Carroll has a hand passes inside. He thought he was going to a hard pull there by Kevin Sweeney. It's blown by Sean Clear. Thomastown leg got in the way, and we'll have a free Thomastown and a booking for Kevin Sweeney. Stop-start affair. Every little transgression being blown, and it could be make for a long day if this continues. Well, Robbie Donnelly to take the free over on the sideline there at Ardon Brannoch. Robbie got a delicious point there a few moments ago. Ball coming out of the sun, but it won't matter. It'll be going high. It's going to the right and wide. He was hitting slightly across the wind, but and it was a scoreable opportunity for him. Kevin Dunphy coming with the puck out. 3 points apiece. Just 11 minutes gone in the first half. Long. Let's see what O'Hara does under the puck out. He breaks it down towards Eddie Donnelly. Eddie going forward, beating it low down the far side of the field. Players scrambling for it, but here comes John Donnelly, hit hard by James Phelan, flicks the ball inside towards Barron. Barron on the move towards the goal. He's trying to get around Owen Walsh. Walsh jockeys him around a little bit. Low shot blocked out by the goalkeeper for a 65. And well, dangerous moments again. Whenever John Donnelly gets the ball, he has pace, and he also has a little bit of vision, and is causing havoc in the Thomastown attack. And we'll wait to Robbie Donnelly to take the Thomastown 65. Missed one from 65 a few minutes ago. Strikes one from 65 now. Liam Dunphy having a look to see can he find the man. He does indeed. Low and solid up this midfield. Aidan Tallis, well, he forgets the ball. That's back to Brian Staunton and cleared further afield by Eddie Donnelly. Well won in there in the Lisdowney defence. They're going to attack. Vincent Fitzpatrick catches the ball brilliantly, flicks it to Carol David at centre forward. He's very well blocked down by Jay Burke. Jay Burke is one hardy devil, a very good hurler indeed. Leinster under 21 hurler with Kilkenny in 2017. Ball gone in towards the goal. Again, a right battle going on in there between Ned Kerwin and Conor O'Carroll. It's gone to ground, so you can always give the credit for the defender on that one, and then it's up to somebody else to do a bit of business with it. It's with Brennan, the centre field for Lisdowney. Left-handed shot, a bit of a Hail Mary about it, but a good one. And Niall Brennan, he's a very accurate hurler. Niall Brennan got 3 excellent points here last week in the semi-final against Glenmore. And 2 of them in particular in the second half, which were of the highest quality. Diarmuid Galway with the puck out. Down the far side, Owen Walsh under it, trying to push it away. Ball's gone to ground. A hand went down tentatively towards it. It was Barry Whelan, but Donnelly John comes away with it again, playing the ball out towards the corner. Very well won over there by Ray Fitzpatrick. He loses it then again. John Joe Farrell, strong man John Joe, beats the ball into the clouds, though it's gone to the right and left and wide. And that was good defending. That's 3 wides from Thomastown, but good defending from Lisdowney. And we have been saying in advance of this, Lisdowney are a team of terriers, and it'll be a matter of how Thomastown react to the terrier nature of Lisdowney. They're just clattering into everything. Yeah, and it's making for a very competitive game, it must be said. Sean Phelan chasing across, hand passing the ball back towards James, and James clears way up the far side of the field, up towards Conor O'Carroll. Conor doesn't take it first time. Instead, it's Ned Kerwin back there in the corner, trying to move things along. Battle for possession. Thomastown seem to have, yes, they are in control, and Jay Burke clears way across this side of the field. But Brennan, the midfielder, Niall Brennan, wins again over here, trying to get past Barry Whelan, throws the ball to ground, picks it again, goes forward. And again, a little bit of a mess over here, but a loose Hurley, flicks out, hits one of the Lisdowney men, and hits one of the Lisdowney men, and we have a free to Lisdowney from just beneath us here in the gantry in Ardon the Grass. Aidan Tallis will take it. Ball 54 or 5 metres from the end, the town end. We have an unidentified player on the field. Wide ball for Lisdowney, and that's their first wide of the game. The unidentified player, Thomastown number 20, because he's down here below us. Well, in the Thomastown team list, there was no number 20. Thomastown going with the puck out. Diarmuid Galway goes out over the sideline, over the hands of Ned Kerwin. We've a line ball to Lisdowney. Well, when a puck out goes wrong, it goes very wrong. Lisdowney line ball over there will be taken by Kevin Sweeney. Kevin caught a very decent one here earlier. Can he repeat the feat? You see, he's taking his time about it anyway. The Lisdowney forwards must seem to think he's going to go. He'll be going all the way. He doesn't. He plays it short straight into the hands of Richard O'Hara, who moves the ball out fast out to Thomastown number 20, who goes to ground. A bit of a ruckus over O'Hara. A big strong man comes up the far side of the field, kicks the ball forward towards John Joe Farrell. John Joe doesn't make it. Owen Walsh was there to make sure he wouldn't. And Ben Tallis, very, very young, full back. This robbed the possession there by Stephen Donnelly in front of goal. Half a chance, more than half a chance for Thomastown. Goalkeeper off his line, then makes a hands of it. John Farrell goes to ground, and Thomastown crowd howling for a penalty. The ball's gone to ground, it's coming out, and it's only coming out into the hands of one it's Robbie Donnelly, I think. He's gone to ground, buried in the ground by the Lisdowney defence, and Ben Tallis steers up the field. John Donnelly with a left-handed shot. Does he score a point? Yes, he does. Well, Thomastown crowd howled for a penalty. I'd love to see a replay of that one. I don't think we'll get it, will we? Well, inconclusive, we'll call it. Inconclusive. Good puck out. Going to David O'Carroll. Back to Jordan, the wing back. Dropping a ball high over the far side of the field. Stretching for it and getting his Brian Staunton. Brian, good hurler. Brian hammered by a couple of Lisdowney players. Lisdowney going into this game, they were like that last day out against Glenmore as well. Slow enough starters, but my gosh, are they tearing into this one. But Thomastown defending well. Thomastown not playing with the kind of fluency I saw them with earlier on. And they're in danger here as well. Chance of a point for Cathal Jordan, and that's a very good point for Cathal Jordan. 5 points to Lisdowney, 5 points to Thomastown. We're 19 into the first half. Now, Thomastown player injured. That's Brian Staunton getting a bit of attention over there at the moment. Brian, I think it's Dylan Waugh. Seems to be the man wearing number 20. So he was due to wear 11, but there you are. A certain amount of confusion, I suppose. The rules are that you get your squad jersey and you take it home to Mammy to have her wash it, or whoever might be washing your jersey for you. But some clubs did, some clubs didn't. Well, Thomastown ready to go again. Diarmuid Galway down the far side of the field. Way too close to the sideline, we think, over the line, and a line ball to Lisdowney, 60 metres from their own goal. And Brian Staunton has gone off the field. David Prendergast is on. I think it's just a blood substitution. Though it looks something other than that. To me, it looks like, on Brian Staunton, to me it looks more like a shoulder injury they're trying to treat over there. And Brian will have a long way to go to get bragging rights in his own house. His mother has 7 or 8 All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship medals with Kilkenny. So that is some achievement, and an unheralded achievement really within in the ranks of GA in Kilkenny. Not too many people can account for that many titles to Joe Dunn, as he was formerly. Free to Aidan Tallis. Everybody looking up at it. It's over the bar. That's a delicious score. That is a fine score from Aidan Tallis. 6 points to Lisdowney, 5 to Thomastown. Thomastown is losing Staunton, and he's a very solid wing back, and that's a half back line that they've had do well for them for a long time. John Farrell does very well to pick up the ball, beats it forward, but there's Owen was dribbling the ball across the far side of the field. It goes past corner forward Conor O'Carroll, and Jay Burke shouldn't have a problem clearing. He does have a problem clearing, but somehow or other O'Carroll got to him. The ball's gone out over the sideline. Could be a line ball to Thomastown from the far side of the field. Brian Murphy gone across there, and David Prendergast, I think, he's come over to. He's actually gone into. He's operating a corner back, but it looks like where he's gone. Brian Murphy gone over to wing back on the far side. Ball gone to midfield. Dylan Waugh trying to go forward with it. No going forward against these Lisdowney mentally, I'll tell you. Patrick O'Carroll does very well. Very clever ball. And away go Lisdowney. Ball with Cathal Jordan. Prendergast after him. Cathal misses the pick the first time, but he gets it the second time. Jay Burke comes to tackle him. Burke, very strong player. Jordan goes to ground. It should be a Thomastown ball. When they get out of this ruck, they do, and David Prendergast comes out with it. And Prendergast will be happy with that. That's his first introduction to the action of the day. He did well. Diarmuid Galway with the free. Ball dropping out of the sun into the eyes of both attackers and defenders at the country end. Diarmid goes straight down the line with it. 3-4 players up for it. Breaks, skirts out quick enough towards Barry Whelan. Barry doesn't get it first time. He gets a knee in the rear end, knocks him over, and ball goes to ground here. It looks like Kevin Sweeney's away with the ball with Lisdowney. He is John Joe Farrell dragging out of him. Farrell gets away with the ball. John Donnelly tries to go through Lisdowney players. He's tackled, loses possession, eventually hand passes the ball out. Thomastown crowd furious. They thought he was entitled to a free. And again, Thomastown players barreled out over the sideline. This time it was number 10, Eddie Donnelly. And the ferocity of the Lisdowney tackling is absolutely terrific. And I have to say, a joy to watch, even though many of the crowd, Thomastown crowd below me, are, shall we say, offering alternative comments to that one. The line ball to be taken by Kevin Sweeney. And I think the referee is, how do we describe it? Getting up the noses of the Thomastown supporters, perhaps might be the charitable way of describing it at the moment. Thomastown, though, they're doing well in defence, but their attack really isn't firing as well as it should be. High ball dropping on Owen Walsh, and John Donnelly. Walsh gets a hurley to it, then snakes in our son Stephen Donnelly. John comes in now to see can he win it. Eventually it's coming out. John Phelan wins it in there. Over to Sean, or James to Sean, I should have said. Sean clears not too far up the field. Ball going to O'Hara. O'Hara doesn't get it, but Thomastown are in control. Ball to Eddie Donnelly. Roughly in the centre back position, decides to play it high out into the corner. Well, John might win it, but he's a long way to go to goal from there. He has it, he's going to goal. He's got a lot of steps. He's passed the ball over to the side. Half a chance for Stephen Donnelly. Stephen blocked down, and Owen Walsh picks up the breaking ball. He's blocked down as well, but he manages to get the ball second time, trying to play it low, trying to play it intelligently out the field, doesn't succeed in doing so. It goes to Thomastown man on the attack again, but again Lisdowney Hurley snakes in. They are tackling like madmen, and I can tell you the Thomastown forwards don't like it. Ball's gone up in towards the corner. Conor O'Carroll trying to win it, doesn't win it. Thomastown cornerback Ned Kerwin trying to run straight through on the Lisdowney players. Thomastown should give up trying to run to the Lisdowney players. It just doesn't work. But Thomastown going on the attack again. Ball in the far side of the field. John Donnelly, a great hand. What a wonderful hand this man has. He can snatch a hurling ball from anywhere. Left-handed shot. Very good score for John Donnelly over the bar. And a little bit of a fist pump as well. That's 3 points to John Donnelly. A little bit of a fist pump as well to encourage his colleagues. So he seems to move to centre forward at the moment, where again you can never be too sure, because John seems to be play every position on the Thomastown team. I have said before, maybe better off, or his management would be better off keeping him to playing in 1 or 2 at the most. Well, Patrick O'Carroll sends Lisdowney on the attack. Ball dropping in. O'Hara, big strong man O'Hara comes out, hand passes the ball out to Dylan Ward. Dylan beats it straight down the field without really looking, drops on Owen Ward, but is back instead with Sean Phelan this time. Sean will go for the point. Sean goes to the left, it goes wide, apologising to his inside forwards. Well, that's second wide to Lisdowney. They're 6 points apiece, 26 minutes gone in the game, and not a hair's breadth between them. But the Lisdowney, the main characteristic of the game so far, terrific tackling by Lisdowney all over the field. And, well, away they go again. This time it's Niall Brennan. He's dragged out of a little bit. He's going forward. He's flicks the ball towards David O'Carroll. David playing it way out into the corner, way, giving an impossible job to his corner. He's full forward, Vincent Fitzpatrick. Both sides actually doing this. They're obsessed with playing the ball out into the corners, and it's not necessarily the best tactic. As I said here, it's a long way from the corner to the to serious shooting distance. So sometimes you think they're hitting it out to the corner just for the sake of it. Ball broken down there. Dahi Barnes trying to win it. Dahi gets a left-handed shot. Goes past Owen Walsh to centre. Back it goes to John Joe Farrell instead. Farrell and Walsh crash into one another. But John Joe, he is to play it over to this side. Eddie Donnelly. He's blocked down by Sean Phelan. Very well blocked down. He's another chance. That's a lovely score from, it's Robbie Donnelly. A lovely score from him. Very fine one indeed. He just stuck with it, won the ball on the break, and bang. Liam Dunphy goes down the far side of the field, a little bit too close to the sideline. We think it's straight over the sideline, and again their players, I suppose, in the stresses of a county final, little mistakes creeping in, have been prevalent from both sides from the start. Maybe a little bit too much anxiety on the occasion. The fact that you don't have a big crowd here doesn't mean that players aren't stressed by the occasion. Fine cut by Ned Kerwin. Way down towards Dahi Barron. Dahi, go, shout someone here below me. Dahi, well, he has two of the Lisdowneys after him. James Phelan has one. Does very well, James Phelan, but it's back to John Donnelly, the go-to man. Hand passes inside, in towards John Joe Farrell. John Joe's a hard man to stop. He's a shot. Great save by Liam Dunphy, and the ball goes over the bar. Very well done indeed. And Ben Tallis has gone the ground there in the full back position. He took a very heavy hit that time, trying to stop John Joe Farrell. John Joe, not a particularly tall guy, but an immensely strong forward. And the former Kilkenny senior hurler really has given Ben Tallis more than a bit of a headache following that one. Great save from Liam Dunphy, the Lisdowney goalkeeper, who has done sterling business so far today. Two excellent saves from him. Ben, well, being ministered in there too by Teresa Dunphy and Tim Brennan, the medics for Lisdowney. Ben's on his feet. Looks like he's going to be getting on with it. 21-year-old. Pulling on the helmet. Away he goes. Put in a brilliant performance here in the semi-final against Glenmore. He was just unbeatable last week. Didn't matter who Glenmore put on him. He just kept coming out with the ball. Former student of Thomastown, Johnstown here. His brother Aidan, corner forward. I think he might still be a student in Thomastown, Johnstown. We'll go on with it. High ball, breaking down on top of Kevin Sweeney. He takes a right flatter down top of the head, and we have a free to Lisdowney, to the aforementioned Aidan Tallis. They're 2 points behind. Thomastown 8, Lisdowney 6. Lisdowney, little concern for them. Most of their scores are being got from frees by Aidan Tallis. They have gone through a dodgy enough phase in attack in the last few minutes. Neither side actually being particularly impressive in attack today. Thomastown looking more like they're going to they can do a bit of business in attack. That's Aidan Tallis' 5th point. 1 of 65 and 4 frees. So puck out, short puck out again from Diarmuid Galway to Ned Kerwin to Jay Burke. Jay has to get it away fairly fast, way down the far side towards Stephen Donnelly. Stephen Donnelly wrestling with Ray Fitzpatrick. Ball breaks to Dylan Waugh, or to Barron. Barron fails to get it instead. It's Niall Brennan. Flicks the ball over here towards Sean Phelan. Lovely hurler, Sean Phelan, playing a low one up the side of the field. Ball with Aidan Tallis. Aidan goes to ground under very serious pressure from his Brian O'Hanrahan. And eventually Cathal Jordan picks up the ball. Back to Sean Phelan. Sean first times it into the attack. Attack going nowhere. Thomastown seemed to have steadied the ship a little bit. Well, maybe they haven't. Yes, I think they might have. Dylan Waugh winning the ball in the half-back line, and he gets a free. High tackle there from one of the, I think it's Vincent Fitzpatrick, and a free to Thomastown. Robbie Donnelly presumably will come out and have a try for this one. 8 points to Thomastown, 7 to Lisdowney. We're 32 minutes into the game. No, instead Eddie Donnelly takes a quick one across to Robbie. Robbie has a chance of a point, maybe from a closer range. He goes high, he goes to the left and wide. Well, again, quick frees work less often than slow ones. Dunphy going down the far side. David O'Carroll does a great catch in there. Hand passes inside towards Kevin Sweeney. He's been on the ball a lot so far today, and that's a good score. Kevin Sweeney, who didn't have a particularly good semi-final here, well, he's certainly making up for it today. He's all across the half-forward line. Levels the match at 8 points apiece as we wait for Diarmuid Galway and the puck out. Neither of the sides have managed to get more than a point ahead of each other since the start of the game. Well done, John Donnelly. Ball drilled in towards the goal. Stephen coming towards it. Stephen loses it. The ball should be coming out. Fullback or cornerback Fitzpatrick doesn't take it cleanly. Thomastown player goes to ground. It's Stephen Donnelly to John Joe Farrell. John Joe, quick swipe at the ball. It's a look to the left and wide. Thomastown missing a few chances. That's their 5th wide, and a couple of those were fairly harmless ones, that being one of them. John Donnelly getting a bit of attention in the middle of the field. He was he got the end of a swing there as he delivered the last ball. Nothing nasty, but might have caused a little bit of nasty damage to John Donnelly, that being said. Sean Clear will give him plenty of time anyway. Hopefully we'll give him plenty of time to get moving. Thomastown, well, they've had a very impressive run to the county final, really, without playing particularly well. And without playing as well as they did last year. But draw with Glenmore in the first round. Hammering John Locks in the second. Beating Carrickshock by a point in a dogged match in the third round. They won the league final comfortably, up by 7 points over Donegal. And then the quarter final of the championship. Thomastown 323, O'Loughlin's 14, and that was the first day they really showed that they were starting to hurl this year. Ball won by Patrick O'Carroll. He should have a free for that one. He was caught around the neck. Will be a chance for Aidan Tallis to score the point. And of course, their semi-final last week, well, that was a touch and go affair. St. Lactans, who'd had a mediocre year, put Thomastown to the pin of their collars, and Thomastown only came out with a 2-point win there. But again, they just haven't, they're certainly not as good a team as I saw last year through the championship. And today, they're only firing in spurts. They're still there, but free to Aidan Tallis. Bit to the left this time, Aidan. No, he forced it. He hit it a little bit. He really pushed that one hard. And scores are level. And Thomastown have 5 wides, though. Lisdowney have 3. And that's the half-time whistle. Sean Clear of O'Loughlin says enough is enough. And as I say, there's never been any more than a point between the sides from the beginning. And I noticed that 3 Thomastown full forward members are standing inside the 13-metre line down at the far end. Well, that's a statement of intent anyway. You don't see that too often. And 2 acres of Nolan Park between them and the half forwards. David O'Carroll wins from the throw-in. Ball got out again, out into the corner. Carl Jordan does well to win it. Sells a nice dummy, clattered as he's going by. Left-handed shot from Jordan. It looks good. That's a lovely score. And David Prendergast, well, he left a hurley on him, so to speak. But Jordan stayed travelling and got a very good point. Diarmuid Galway decides to go down the middle. And why wouldn't he? At the start of the second half, John Joe has it. John Joe chased hard by Ben Tallis. Very well blocked down by Ben Tallis. Tallis pushes O'Farrell off the ball, manages to get control of it. Instead, in comes Brennan, a busy midfielder, hand passing the ball out the field. Thomastown back in possession again. In fact, it was Dylan Jordan was the man who did the good work there. But here comes John Donnelly. John, well, I thought he was going to come straight through. Instead, he didn't. Liam Dunphy comes out. This guy is an excellent goalkeeper, clearing way down the field. As good a man to come off the line as I've seen. Brian Murphy with the ball. Hand passes back towards Jay Burke. Jay sends Thomastown on the attack. Again goes for the corner flag with the pass. Over there after it is Dahi Barton. Dahi doesn't win it first time. He's hit hard by James Phelan. Hit hard the second time. Dahi is forced back out the field a little bit. Tries to sell a dummy. Loses possession. The tackling by the Lisdowney defenders is absolutely terrific. And Dylan Jordan clears way down the field. Jay Burke playing very well at centre back, beating the ball back up again. John Joe coming forward, a chance of a point for him. Very well blocked down in there. And Lisdowney come forward again. Niall Brennan playing the ball right out over the sideline. and we've a line ball to Thomastown 50 metres from 45 metres from the country goal over by the old stand. We were just saying at half time the mentors should say, for God's sake, stop playing the corner flags and put an odd ball down the middle. Both teams will benefit from that. The game will benefit from it too. Huge line ball driven way up the field by Nick. A ball breaks to John Donnelly. Half a chance for him. Two Lisdowney men on top of him. He has the advantage. He has a free. Well, little bit of misbehaviour by John. I suspect it's going to be a throw-in at least. No. It should have been. Robbie Donnelly scores the point. Well, let's have a look at it again. As he's gone through, he is tackled, he's fouled, he gets up, pushes forward, and flattens one of the Lisdowney players. If that isn't a throw-in and a booking, I don't know what is. But there you are, he's a county player. I wonder, is that the reason? Considering that a lot of pernickety fouls have been blown, what's going to happen now? Ball is broken clear back to Jay Burke, and Thomastown go on the attack. A little bit lucky at the moment. Thomastown, Dahi Barron with the ball. He has to strike in his left. Instead, he turns inside on the right, heading towards goal. Two Lisdowney men after him. He scoops the ball high. He scoops it over the bar. That's good work from Dahi Barron. Very good work from him. Down here in the middle of the field is Pat O'Carroll, their team captain. They're ministering, if that's the correct term, to his left leg from what I can see. More than that I cannot tell you. Patrick has been missed quite a bit of the championship so far, and the last thing Lisdowney want now is him to be missing for the rest of this match. The linesman has gone in to have a word here with referee Sean Clear. What about, I don't know. Conor Everard being the linesman. But Thomastown 10 points, Lisdowney 9, 4 minutes into the second half as we take our sus while Patrick O'Carroll is recovering. And Lisdowney's scoreline hasn't been as impressive as Thomastown's as they've gone through the championship. You know, scoring 112, 117, 116, whereas Thomastown racked up a couple of big scores in just as even a group. And it's reflected here on the field today. Lisdowney defending top class. Lisdowney attack, well, it only fires in fits and starts. Whereas there's more of a flow to the Thomastown attack. There's more danger, certainly. But their tactic of spraying the ball out into the corners is totally unsuitable to the personnel they have up front, because Stephen Donnelly is a very good forward indeed. Remember the Kilkenny under-20 panel for the last 2 years. Big rangy forward, fast mover, and John Joe Farrell is as good a club target man as you'd have around Kilkenny at any level, and both of them are having to travel in order to get the ball, whereas I'm not too sure is that a good idea. A lot of time being expended on Pat O'Carroll. He's actually getting a big pressure bandage going on to his thigh in an attempt perhaps to keep him, to get him back in the field. The Thomastown crowd are down below me on the left. They're not impressed at all with the delay. And why would they be? Well, Thomastown, they've won the last three of the last 4 intermediate hurling leagues. 2017, 2019 and 2020. Which just tells you that this team has been around a little bit. And maybe today is the day they have to win. Whereas Lisdowney have a very young side indeed. Ball down the far side. Breaks off fingers. Thomastown in control. Barry Whelan trying to burst his way through. Doesn't get too far. Ball picked up over there and well cleared up the field by Brian O'Hanrahan. Way over the far side. His brother Tucker is corner forward. A straightforward push on John Joe Farrell by Ben Tallis. He gets away with it, but John Joe's up again. Ferocious. He ships a right hardy tackle. Great diagonal ball by John Joe. Goes a little bit astray, and we think Dylan Jordan will take it and come out the field. He is tipping out the field. Ball up on his hurley, high on his hurley, trying to get the ball to Owen Walsh. Owen kicks it forward a bit. Ball's back with Jordan. He better not lose this one. He's lost it. And Barry Whelan has come charging forward. Thomastown with a bit of advantage at this stage. Lovely ball across the field towards John Joe Farrell. John Joe wrestled to the ground. And the Thomastown crowd going ballistic down here below me, and I can understand why the Kevin Sweeney sends Lisdowney on the attack. High ball over the far side towards Aidan Tallis. Aidan goes to ground, and the ball is with Conor O'Carroll. No, it's not. Out comes Brian Hanrahan instead. This lad's having a good game at quarterback. Gets a ball to Dylan Waugh. Dylan diagonal, but not diagonal enough, and Sean Phelan sends Lisdowney on the attack. Over towards Kevin Sweeney. Right battle between him and Brian Murphy here below us. John Donnelly comes in to try to win the ball as well. And God help any man that put a finger near that ball with what's going on. But eventually it's picked up there by Cathal Jordan. Cathal goes past 3 players, forgets the ball, goes to ground, and it's David O'Carroll helps him along. Great work by Sweeney to win again and drive the ball forward. Aidan Tallis coming for it. So is Ned Kerwin. Kerwin wins. Coming out from the corner. 2 Lisdowney men after him. Shortens the stick, gets in. Dandy clearance up the field, but Lisdowney in control over here with James Phelan. James hit hard. Out very close to the sideline. Thomastown went. It's Dylan Waugh manages to get the ball. Drives in towards John Joe. John Joe tips the ball inside towards Stephen Donnelly. Chance of a goal. Great chance of a goal. Ball goes to ground. Liam Dunphy's out at the goal. The referee is giving his hand up. He's giving an advantage. It'll be a 20-metre free, we think. And just as well, he's been that Stephen Donnelly was kind of ushered away from the centre of goal on that occasion because he was very, very close to the large parallelogram. We'll have another halt in proceedings while number 10 for Lisdowney, Cathal Jordan, is getting attention. No, we won't. We go on with the free. It's gone over the bar. And again, we Lisdowney, great defending, terrific defending from them. But this is the first time in the game that a team has gone 2 points ahead, and that team is Thomastown. 11 points to them, 9 points to Lisdowney. 9 minutes gone in the second half. Jordan is back on his feet. He's needed. Great catch over there by Vincent Fitzpatrick, dropping the ball in close to Aidan Tallis and Jay Burke. Tallis, well, he's outnumbered us. Another Thomastown batman back to help. That's Eddie Donnelly, and the ball goes to Ned Kerwin, and Kerwin clears up towards midfield, beyond midfield. Owen Walsh there at centre back. They put under ferocious pressure. He loses the ball, and it goes instead to John Donnelly, lobbing a high one over towards the corner here, towards Barron. Barron breaks off his hand to John Joe Farrell, flicks it inside. Ball breaks inside a little bit too far for Robbie Donnelly, and Liam Dunphy comes out and wins a free. Again, Dunphy's ability to come off the line fast is absolutely terrific, and he really needed at that time. He did enough to spook Robbie Donnelly as the ball rolled through. In fairness to Donnelly, very difficult to deal with a ball that's running with you as opposed to one running at any other angle. Very poor free from dropping straight down at Barry Whelan. He clears across this side. Stephen Donnelly twists, turns, takes quite a few steps, gets away with it. John Donnelly has a chance of a point. It's high, it's to the left and wide. That's number 6 wide for Thomastown. Well, that's the first wide of the second half. 10 minutes gone in that second half, and Liam Dunphy getting ready to puck out. We're just looking around to see any positional switches on either side. None really yet. Sean Clear waiting. I think there's a substitute coming on, or there are 2 substitutes coming on from Lisdowney after 40 minutes. Number 22 is Michael Kenny, he's one of them. And number 7, that's Kieran O'Carroll. He's coming on in place of Dylan Joe. Well, Dylan is going infield. No, Dylan's not. It's somebody else going off. I think it's number 2, Ray Fitzpatrick. And Dylan Jordan's going to cornerback. Kieran O'Carroll gone to play at wing back, where he was originally, actually the opposite side where he was originally selected. Away goes Pat O'Carroll. Good run from him. Hand pass, not a great one, but it works. It works, and it works well. And a lovely point there by David O'Carroll, brother to brother. And they'll be wondering perhaps tomorrow how their cousin Evan will be getting on playing with this. Great catch over there by Stephen Donnelly under ferocious pressure. Left-handed shot from him, half hooked by one of the Lisdowney defenders. And Dunphy, he's blocked down. He's well supported in there now by James Phelan. It's a defender's day, and I have to say the quality of defence on both sides is outstanding. There's a chance, a quick snapshot from Robbie Donnelly. That's a lovely point for Thomastown. Then nudge 2 points ahead again. 12 points Thomastown, 10 to Lisdowney, 42 minutes gone. Liam Dunphy looking carefully where on earth he's going to put this ball. His options are reducing because the Thomastown halfbacks in midfield are asserting themselves. John Donnelly goes for the ball, breaks of his hand, comes towards Kevin Sweeney. Sweeney's gone. He's gone. He has a chance of a point. Good ball dropping into the hands of Diarmuid Galway, and he clears way across the far side of the field. Good ball over towards Robbie. Robbie sending Thomastown on the attack. Down there is James Phelan. He's in control of matters. He's been in control of matters all day, but he's under pressure from Daithí Barron. Phelan eventually managed to squeeze his way up, but doesn't get a clearance in fairness to the Thomastown attack. They're putting a lot of pressure on. Owen Walsh coming forward. Hand pass is clear towards Kieran O'Carroll. Kieran just on the field, loses the ball. Brennan has the ball. He wins it twice. He's been tackled high. The second time the whistle is blown, he has the free right from midfield, and Aidan Tallis will get the chance to nudge Lisdowney a little bit closer. Very little between the sides. We do feel that whoever gets a goal will take this one, but we also feel that Thomastown are more likely to get the goal. Lisdowney haven't really created any chances up front, and they haven't really troubled the Thomastown full back line. So they have a lot of work to do to win this one. Aidan goes high, it looks good. Lovely score from him. 11 points. That's his 6th point of the game. And very, very good work indeed. Diarmuid Galway going down the far side of the field. Two Lisdowney went over their hands reaching for it, but the man that gets it is Dylan Waugh. Good attack and ball in towards Farrell. Farrell breaks, low shot, great stop by Dunphy. Terrific stop by Liam Dunphy. In the goal, it was a good chance for Thomastown. It was the goal chance. It was a bit of an emergency clearance by Owen Walsh, just gone out over the sideline at halfway. But that's the third very substantial save Liam Dunphy has had to make in the game. And he's also snuffed out a couple of potential goals by getting off his line at high speed. Line ball to Brian O'Hanrahan. Decent cut too. Down the centre. Robbie Donnelly coming to it. He got a lovely point a moment ago. He's trying to get a bit of space. He's 3 Lisdowney men after him. Skates off his hurley and harmlessly out to the right and wide. That one dropped wide closer to the end line than it did to the post. You don't often see that anymore, but he got a little bit of a hook. Thomastown in control again. They're not. Here comes Sweeney, one of the better forwards for Lisdowney today. Not a good pass over to Niall Brennan. Niall does very well though. He hits it high. That's a lovely score for Niall Brennan. That's his 2nd point of the game. And this fella is deadly when he gets a look at the post at all from midfield. And Lisdowney are level again. And Thomastown going through the good period there. We're having the sus for a drop of water. About to come from Diarmuid Galway. Lisdowney in control. Well won over there by Pat O'Carroll. Heavily strapped leg. Fine strike across the far side of the field. Aidan Tallis on his own over there. He wins the ball off Jay Burke. Has a look. He's going for the point. Wow, there's a score because he had no time. He had no time. That is an outstanding score. And somehow or other, Lisdowney, against the run of play, have gone a point ahead, with Thomastown in control of the game. Last 15 minutes of the game, there's no time for interventions from the sideline. They won't be able to do a thing. They can just stand there helplessly and see what those 15 men between the lines can do. Owen Walsh trying to get out with it. John Donnelly beats him, breaks the ball to Robbie Donnelly. It goes high, left and wide. That's the 8th wide for Thomastown. And as the game moves on, the last 5 or 6 minutes, Lisdowney have been the team. No doubt about it. They're fighting like madmen. Liam Dunphy with the puck out. Dropping it down underneath the sear. Going high is Sweeney. In comes wing back. Sean Phelan moves the ball forward, but out over the sideline. We have a line ball to Thomastown. Directly below us, Brian Murphy will be the man to take it. Brian, good, solid, strong player. A survivor from the Thomastown team that won the All-Ireland Junior Championship back in 1913. Having won the Junior Championship here in Kilkenny in 2012. Then went on to defeat Fulham Gales, if I remember correctly, in the All-Ireland final. Brian. Barry Whelan was on that team as well. And John Joe Farrell, of course, was on it. And Lisdowney go forward again. Tallis is getting a little bit of space out there off Jay Burke. Sells a little dummy. Decides to play a very, very poor ball, though, again out into the corner. He thought Niall Brennan would be moving forward, but moving forward instead was Brian O'Hanrahan. Jay Burke with the ball. Jay powers his way through Tallis and clears way up the field. Oh, Walsh under it. Hit hard from behind. Ball breaks to John Joe Farrell. And the teacher and Kieran flicks the ball inside. Half a chance was there for Thomastown, but Dylan Wall left the ball behind and the ball's back out at midfield. Brennan trying to get it out there. So also is Eddie Donnelly. Eddie does well. Charging forward. Passes the ball way over the far side towards, I think it was towards Stephen. And he's fouled and we have a free in. It was indeed Stephen Donnelly. We have a free in to Thomastown, 40 metres from the town goal. Shouldn't be a problem to Robbie Donnelly. We often say that about free takers. Sometimes it does become a problem. Thomastown a point behind. Robbie drills it. It's over the bar. And that's his 8th point of the game. My statistician tells me 4 from frees, 165, and he's got 3 very good points from play. He's putting in a great shift. Lisdowney sub going on as well. Number 17, that's Brian Kavanagh. He's gone on. I think Barry Whelan's gone off the Thomastown side, and Desi Walsh has come on. I have a feeling Niall Brennan, the midfielder, is the man going off the Lisdowney side, which surprises me a little bit. He's been playing quite well, but fresh pair of legs is always a useful thing. Lisdowney trying to drive forward, not succeeding in doing so. Kieran O'Carroll, Brad Hurley goes to ground. Ball back to Thomastown defender Brian O'Hanrahan, half block, but Thomastown have a chance to come forward. Brian Murphy, ball breaks from him. Right battle for it here below me. Robbie Donnelly again winning, beating the ball inside. In towards Dylan Waugh. Hand passes back towards John Donnelly. Left-handed shot from John Donnelly. Over the bar. Thomastown go ahead again. 1 point ahead. This one is going to the wire. There's no doubt about it. Well, it's to finish on the day. Puck out down the far side. Michael Kenny over there on the far side. Doesn't succeed in getting it, but David O'Carroll does. Drops it high in on top of the goal. This is the kind of one where anything can happen. Hands reaching for it. Nick Kerwin comes out. So does it's Vincent Fitzpatrick battling in there to win it. It's going to be a Lisdowney win. I think Sweeney has the ball, trying to run through. He has the advantage. He's got it free. Very, very soft free indeed. Now, unless something was dragged, he was trying to run through a place where there wasn't space, which is anatomically and physically impossible, but he's managed to get the free. It's pretty much straight in front of goal, Sean. There must have been words spoken. So Sean has awarded it from dead straight in front of goal. Aidan Tallis to take it. Aidan taking a couple of steps into this one. Presumably he lifts it over the bar. He does. Level again. And Aidan Tallis' 8th point. 6 and 3, 165, and a glorious point from play. So the 2 free takers have got 8. They've scored 8. Well, Robbie Donnelly's got 5 frees and 3 from play, and Aidan has got 7 frees. And another substitute going off the Thomastown side here. Dahi Byrne is going off, and it looks like Tucker has gone in. Yes, Tomas O'Hanrahan has gone into full forward. A man who's been known to score goals. Puck out, dropping very close to the side, and well caught by John Donnelly. In towards John Joe. John Joe should get the point off this harmlessly wide. That's terrible. I think John Joe has hit 3 or 4 wides maybe today. That's 9th for Thomastown as both sides ring the changes. Tomás O'Hanrahan, say number 22 for Thomastown, man who scored a winning goal for St. Kieran's College against the Irish School Reach of Limerick about 10 years ago. Very, very fine opportunist forward, beautifully taken by Sean Phelan around midfield and sending Lisdowney forward. Brian Kavanagh with the ball. Brian goes high. He's drifting across the face of the goal and wide. Well, it was a half chance. Not much more than that, but Diarmuid Galway very anxious to get the puck out going. The sides are level, 7 minutes to go. Ball dropping 40 metres from the town goal, breaking past everybody. Hanrahan tries to get a hurley to it. John Joe Farrell has it. He goes to ground. A hand past the ball out the field. That one looks pretty good. That one's over the bar. And that time I think it was Eddie Donnelly. I'm not certain. Dylan Waugh, in fact, was the man who got that one. Good score from him. Liam Dunphy looking around. All bar 2 of his puck-outs have been outstanding today. This one isn't bad either. Ball break, dropping down the middle, kick back out the field. Paddock Carroll coming from it. Instead, Dylan Waugh gets it. Hits a ferocious belt from Cathal Jordan, but the ball's back with Owen Walsh. Owen playing it low, way over the far side of the field, into a bit of a no man's land, but Aidan Tallis is coming for it. Tallis doesn't take it the first time. Ned Kerwin is with him, and he flakes the ball to Jay Burke. Jay, left-handed ball, way up into the corner. John Joe Farrell chasing for it. So is Ben Tallis. Tallis in control. Hand passes back to Liam Dunphy. Liam slips by Farrell and clears the ball up towards midfield. Good ball. Lisdowney on the attack. But again, they don't have enough forwards in there. O'Hara coming out, drops the ball. Eventually gets to Ned Kerwin. Kerwin keeping it low. Intercepted by Paddock Carroll. He's going to go for the point. He's got the point. That's a lovely score. 15 points apiece. And the crowd below me in the stand on both sides are going belugas, as they say. Diarmuid Galway trying for a Thomastown man under that puck out. Down the far side of the field. Ball breaks out over the sideline. It looks like it's a Lisdowney ball. You just don't know. It was around this time, maybe a little bit later, that Lisdowney looked in all kinds of trouble against Glenmore, and Aidan Tallis banged in a wonderful goal that came out of nothing. Well, can something like that happen again today? 15 points apiece. Huge line ball, as good as a free, but Jay Burke is under it, and Jay clears well up the field, up towards the centre forward position. Thomastown, Dylan Waugh trying to go forward. Gets it instead to John Donnelly. Donnelly with 2 men around him is still going forward, chasing forward. This looks good over the bar, and he can nudge a point over. That's his 5th point from play. John Donnelly can nudge a point over from pretty much anywhere. A great man to shorten the stick on either left or right side, and he's putting in a tremendous performance for Thomastown today. Liam Dunphy, 4 players under the puck out. None of them get it. Breaks to Brian Murphy. Murphy is strong man, pushing his way forward. Desi Welsh with the ball. Veteran Desi playing it way up the side of the field for John Joe Farrell. John Joe puts out the big hand for it, gets it in the hand. He has a look for a score. Will it be over? I think it's over. Yes, it is over. And at long last, John Joe's radar gets it right today. 17 to Thomastown, 15 to Lisdowney, 56 minutes gone. Owen Walsh in trouble with cramp at the centre-back position. Referee Sean Clear doesn't seem to have a lot of sympathy. Get on with it seems to be the message. Puck out down this side of the field towards Kevin Sweeney. Well caught by Brian Murphy down there. Strong clear to Desi Walsh, and the veteran Desi playing the ball out towards the corner towards John Joe this time. John Joe gets it, tries to push past Ben Tallis. Tallis takes the ball, literally takes the ball off him and clears it up this side of the field, very close to the sideline. Brilliantly held in by Kevin Sweeney. Keeps it low across the field towards number 19. That's William Kenny dropping the ball in on top of the goal. It's gone. What's happening in there? I think we could have a penalty in there, maybe not. There was certainly a fair bit of holding. We'll see. We'll see what happens on the replay. No, in fact, it's going the other way. Free out, square ball. Lisdowney two adrift. 2 minutes of normal time to go. We'll have a couple of minutes of injury time. He was generous enough with injury time in the first half. Well, we'll see if he'll be generous enough in the second half. Puck out. Lisdowney coming again. Sweeney with the ball. This lad's put in a great shift. Ball with Pat O'Carroll. Keeping it low, down into the corner. Unfortunately, he went to the wrong corner that time. And Jay Burke ushers the ball out over the end line and wide. That's 2 attacks in the last 30 seconds from Lisdowney. Neither of them bearing any fruit. And one of the Thomastown players gone to ground. I think it's John Donnelly taken off the helmet. It is indeed. He's taken the helmet off, which is one good way of making sure the game stops. And he's rubbing his left ear, which was the area approximately that got worked over just a few minutes ago. So we'll see. He's seems to be suffering fairly considerably anyway. The Thomastown management team of Morris Aylward and Shane Lanigan and Richie Murphy down here below us on the sideline, getting a bit more than animated, and why wouldn't they be? I did say earlier, this is a bit of a do or die for this Thomastown team. They have a lot of young players, but they have a lot of players who've been playing adult hurling for quite a few years as well. So you can't keep going to the well. And last year, if anything can drive them forwards over the last few minutes, all they'll have to do is remember Tullaroan in the county final last year, where they never really delivered. Well, today is their day, today is their opportunity, and they have a 2-point cushion, a dangerous lead going into the last minute of the game. Ball breaking over on the far side of the field, off Desi Donnelly's hurley, we think, and it's gone out over the sideline, and we've a line ball to Lisdowney. Lisdowney go on the attack. Could there possibly be a goal in it for the men from the north? Sean Field, it's not Sean Field, it's Cahill Jordan to cut the ball across the field towards the one man you don't want to get to. John Donnelly brilliantly blocked down there. Owen Walsh has the ball at the moment, driving forward. O'Carroll is Downey on the attack. Vincent Fitzpatrick trying to get it up, has to kick the ball out the field a little bit, but ball goes to Brian Murphy. Murphy, well, experienced player, he shouldn't make a mistake on this one. Clears way up the field. Owen Walsh is under it, and the physics student hand passes the ball aside towards Sean Phelan. Sean, men all over the place tackling him, but eventually the ball breaks out the field here. There's Pat O'Carroll. You better get it away, Pat, you do. Dropping in on top of the goal. Well caught in there by Aidan Tallis. It goes back to William Kenny. Left-handed shot from William Kenny. It's high, it's hanging, and it's over the bar. And we're back to a 1-point game. That was a smashing score. Well, that's the second shot William Kenny has got when he went on. The last time the ball dropped in, but there was a free out against him. 1 point between him, and the crowd are going even more galubas at this stage, and why wouldn't they be? Because this is as good a finish to a county final of any grade that you might want to see here in Nolan Park. If we get another finish like this tomorrow with Dixborough and the Shamrocks, there'll be some excitement too. Ball's gone to ground. A couple of Thomastown players gone to ground. Donnelly John has it in his hand. He's flattened out there and wrestled to the ground really by about 3 different Lisdowney men. The referee doesn't really have much option but to give him the free. And John Donnelly, he's very, very slow to pick himself off the ground. He has shipped a fair amount of hardship today, as much hardship as any man deserves to ship in any hurling game. And Robbie Donnelly will be in no hurry whatever to take the free. 62 minutes it says on the Hearts clock at the town end of Nolan Park. And Robbie, well, he's letting the ball fall, he's drifted away from him, he's doing all the things you can possibly do in order to delay, but he's also had the benefit of 15 metres, because obviously some of the Lisdowney players said something. You can't say something when Sean Clear is the man in the middle. Robbie should point this to make it a 2-point game. Who'll win the next puck out? That's the question. This is the big one. This is the big one. There might be 4 minutes of injury time. I'll never really say too much or be surprised at what referees play. Ball dropping on the centre forward position. Great catch in there by Eddie Donnelly. He's fouled, and it looks like the momentum is with Thomastown. Robbie going to take the free again. He'll eat a pound of grass before he gets to hit this ball, if he can possibly manage to do so. Taking lots of time over it. Two between them. If it goes over, they still can't breathe easier. They can breathe, but not breathe easier. And Lisdowney, well, this must be the do or die one. 3.5 minutes into injury time. The ball breaks into hands of Desi Walsh, and Desi clears way back up the field. Owen Walsh coming across for that's the Lisdowney. Owen Walsh keeping it low to Sean Phelan. Sean sending them on the attack. Ball breaking towards Kevin Sweeney. Brian Murphy is there, so is Cathal Jordan. He's brought to ground, free into Lisdowney. Well, let's see what will happen. Will they have to drop this into the kitchen? Will they be able to put it over the bar? They'd better have it checked with, I think it's going to be dropped in, because it's number 17, Brian Kavanagh is the guy standing over it, and Aidan Tallis has gone in, and that's under orders from Martin Power. He's going to have to, well, yeah, Brian Kavanagh will be taking it. It looks as if he's going to drop the ball in around the goal. There's a certain amount of confusion, we'd say. There must be 20 players in around the parallel, and Sean Clear has gone in as well. Just as well you've done that, Sean. Lovely ball dropped in around the goal. Where is it? Hurley's flaking for it. It's coming out. Brian Murphy has it. He drops it. There's a Thomastown man burrowing his way out. I think it's Richard O'Hara. Desi Walsh is back there. I think Desi has it. Instead, Lisdowney have it. It's William Kenny. Plays the ball cleverly out the field towards Cathal Jordan. Cathal, you may drop it in. He's decided to go for a run. I'm not too sure. He's flattened over there by Eddie Donnelly. We have a free in 25 metres out, well to one side of the goal. Well, whoever's going to take it, they'd better have some gelignite in their hurley, because they'll need it all from that range. Whether they perhaps it's actually it's the guy who's going to take it to be William Kenny. Is he going to drop it in? Lisdowney put nobody 50 beside Desi. Desi Walsh has a clean block on it if he wants. He's going to go. Top spin shot. The ball's in the net. Straight to the net. Buried. What a finish. What a goal. Wow. What a goal. This is something else. What a way to finish. Draw. And Sean Clear has blown the whistle, and we're level. Let's look at the replay. A big ask for him on Stephen Donnelly, though he had spent the last 10 minutes of normal time in there. Because Downey, in goes the ball, away we go for extra time. And I'm most curious about the Thomastown response. I have a fair idea what the Lisdowney response will be. Let's see what Thomastown will do. Brian O'Hanlon playing the ball way over the far side of the field. Over there towards Tucker. Tucker wins the ball. Slips past two Lisdowney players. Doesn't get moving. They come back again. James Phelan has put in a huge shifted corner back for Lisdowney. And the ball breaks off him though. Thomastown control again. O'Hanlon with the ball. Squirts off his hurley in an attempted shot across goal. And here comes William Kenny, and Lisdowney will clear their lines. Pat O'Carroll with the ball. Hand passes across to 1-2. It's David O'Carroll. David going high down towards Aidan Tallis. Tallis held under the ball. It breaks out towards Eddie Donnelly, and Desi Welsh clears way across this side of the field. Ball brilliantly caught over there by Sean Phelan. Flicks it to Pat O'Carroll. He's got to get moving. There are men around him. Hand passes back to Sean Phelan. Sean keeps it low down into the corner to Aidan Tallis. Takes it very tidily indeed. It's not Tallis, it's Cathal Jordan playing across the far side. Good work again by Brian O'Hanlon over there, winning the ball, but dispossessed by David O'Carroll. It's across with Brian Kavanagh. Kavanagh with a high shot. I think it's over. Yes, it is over. And Lisdowney going to the lead. 117 to Lisdowney, 19 points to Thomastown. crowd are certainly, if we've been starved of games, and the crowd are certainly getting their value, though it can't be easy for for either set of supporters, because generally speaking they're the people who are deeply involved with the club or the ones. Lovely catch by JJ O'Farrell, John Joe, and he scores a nice point. That's a class score from the former Kilkenny senior hurler. Very, very good score indeed from him. Liam Dunphy in no great rush to take the puck out. Why would he be? He's there against a little breeze. Decides to come across this side of the field, very close to the sideline. John Donnelly under it. Oh, hit high, hit hard. I think it's Sean Phelan. He's claiming it was an accident, and in fairness, I don't think the man came to do damage, but he'll certainly get a booking. John Donnelly holding his head as he walks away from this, leaving the free to Desi. And Thomastown, well, they need to get this one. Difficult enough angle. Fine strike. Lovely score. And Robbie Donnelly, 11 points for him. That's a fine total in the game. Well, interestingly enough, he won an All-Ireland Intermediate Hurling medal 3 years ago against Cork, playing with Kilkenny, and he scored 111 in the final. He was the Kilkenny free taker too. Will he get a goal to add to his tally today? Ball well caught by Brian O'Hanrahan in the corner. Out to John Joe Farrell. John Joe has a slip past Ben Tallis. He goes high. It's to the left and wide. Another chance missed by Thomastown. They're down to their 10th wide of the game. Not too bad, I suppose, but a couple of them have been of that variety of relatively easy chances. The shadow's getting very long here in Nolan Park, but at least the sun. The ball goes off Paddock Carroll's hand over the sideline with the line ball to Thomastown. Just 4 minutes into the first period of extra time. Line ball been taken on the far side there by Desi Walsh. Across the middle, well taken over there by Kieran O'Carroll. He slips past a couple of ahead, then delivers a horrendous hand pass, and Desi grabs the ball, passes it to Brian O'Hanrahan. O'Hanrahan clears way across this side of the field. They're going for John Joe Farrell at every opportunity. Why wouldn't they? He's a good target man. Chance of a point for Robbie Donnelly. The ball's gone over the bar. 22 points to Thomastown. 117 to Lisdowney. Thomastown has sneaked into a 2-point lead again. As Sean Phelan goes to ground, this time we suspect it's cramp, and he'll take a moment or two to get moving. He's cramped pretty badly by the looks of things, and this is a problem. Not just fitness, but hydration will have been a huge problem for players at this stage, and I suppose cramp is a classic symptom of a lack of adequate hydration, though it can be difficult enough to balance. Sean is getting back on his feet again. Fine hurler, Sean Phelan, and he's okay again. And Liam Dunphy is ready to go with the puck out. 2 points between the sides. We thought the presentation would be over at this stage. Anything but. Puck out, dropping on top of Dillamore. Left-handed shot, driving it forward. Owen Welch manages to pick it up at the second attempt. He gets the attention of John Joe Farrell with Ben Tallis there, keeping the ball low towards William Kenny. Very good work by this fella. Very good work, putting the ball way over to the corner. Way over to the corner, towards William. Or towards Michael. Michael fails to win it, and Thomastown go on the attack. Ball goes to John Joe again. Half chance for him, flicked in towards Thomas O'Hanrahan. O'Hanrahan tackled by James Phelan. Ball has gone to ground. The chance has gone. O'Hanrahan trying to move the ball. Gets it to John Donnelly eventually. John getting plenty of attention as per usual from the Lisdowney defence. 3 players on top of him at this stage. He's gone to ground. The whistle should be, yes, the whistle has been blown. And we expect a throw in. Here comes Kieran O'Carroll with it. Left-handed shot, way over this side. And away goal Lisdowney, and this time it's Brian Kavanagh heading towards goal, slipping inside one Thomastown player. He strikes high, it's gone just to the right and wide, but he's got a free. He has had the advantage. Indeed, we won't argue about that one, but he was tackled a bit high, and the free will be about 35 metres from the town goal, or from the country goal, and Brian Kavanagh will be the man to take it. Nice to have two free takers on your side. Brian has made a very good contribution since he came in, it has to be said. Good strike from him. So we're back to a 1-point game and 7 minutes gone. I wonder, will we have another goal? The last one came out of nothing, so I suppose the potential is for another one to come out of nothing. Jimmy Galway. 4 players under the ball. Breaks down into the hands of Kevin Sweeney, and Sweeney playing well. He's held, he's free to him, that's quite correct. He's held, and well, he had nowhere to go, but the fact that he was held and he showed the foul, which is something that very often players don't show. It was perfectly obvious to everyone in the field, so usually that means the referee notices it too. And the free is to Lisdowney, and Kevin Dunphy has come 50 metres out from goal in order to take it. The square again, shouts somebody. Well, he should get that distance and he'll be dead right. Bang it into the square and see what happens. He gives it plenty of welly. It's dropping in on top of the goal, dropping in on the square. We don't know where it is. It almost came to a Lisdowney hand, but instead it hasn't come out yet. Ned Kerwin pushed over there, manages to get the ball into his hand, trying to get it out. Brian Murphy is there for the, but instead it's Sweeney. He's hit hard. Play on to Sean Clear. Ball is back with Brian Kavanagh. His shot's half blocked, and the ball's in the hand of number 19. That's David Prendergast, and Prendergast fouled by Cahill. Jordan, the free out to Thomastown. 1-point game, 118 to Lisdowney, 22 to Thomastown. We're 9 minutes into extra time in the Michael Lyng Hyundai Motors Intermediate Hurling Final. Dermot goes high, dropping the ball in towards John Joe Farrell again. Owen Walsh puts the hand up, grabs it, comes out, and Sean Phelan doubles on the ball, driving it to midfield towards Cahill Jordan. Cahill does well, hit hard by John Donnelly, but in comes Pat O'Carroll. Pat still heavily bandaged. The ball's towards number 22. That's Michael Kenny running towards the goal, still running. He's run out of options now. It's a high ball across the face of the goal and wide. Well, he had two other Lisdowney players with him on the way in, but Thomastown had 5 defenders, and perhaps that's as good a reason as any. But really that was a great opportunity for a bit of serious damage to be done by Lisdowney. We're exactly 10 minutes into extra time. Dermot Galway comes down this new stand side of the field towards John Donnelly. Hurley's flaking for Sean Phelan, knocks the ball away very cleverly from Donnelly. The ball's in the hand of Kevin Sweeney. Kevin hits the ball up to the wing forward position, more or less where he should be playing himself. Ned Kerwin wins it to Brian Murphy. Brian, calm and cool, left-handed shot across the field. Good ball, a good attacking ball. Thomastown, number 18 going for it. That's Adrian Burke. He's been on for the last few minutes. Ball breaks out the field and towards Brian O'Hanlon. Lovely touch from O'Hanlon to John Donnelly. Left-handed shot from Donnelly, goes high. This would be a beauty. Oh, hits the post and drops over the bar. Lovely score from John Donnelly. That's his 6th of the game. And we're puts Thomastown just those 2 points ahead again. They just keep nudging a little bit ahead, but they can never get farther than 2 ahead. Fine puck out, down to Pat O'Carroll. Pat hand passes inside towards Sean Phelan. Sean goes high. It's a drifting a bit to one side, and Dermot Galway ushers the ball out over the sideline and wide. And we think, yes, Sean Clear will call for the ball. That's the end of the first period of extra time. They'll go away for a the teams will go away for a very short sus indeed. But he's at a corner forward. See, Lisdowney number 21, that's Eddie Hickey. at full forward. I thought I recognised Eddie Hickey. And then Lisdowney go on the attack straight away. Balls with Cathal Jordan. He's to get past 2 Thomastown men, 3 Thomastown men. Flicks it back towards Michael Kenny. Michael comes under serious pressure, fouled, and he was going nowhere. And the Thomastown lads, John Donnelly, will be kicking himself over having conceded that one. Yeah, number 21, Eddie Hickey, veteran Eddie Hickey, has gone in play at the full forward position for Lisdowney. Very, very strong player. Free to be taken by Brian Kavanagh. Oh, very close. The ball is a bit broken down there by Jay Burke. He was very alert to that one. Chases after it himself across the far side of the field. Hand passes. Clear towards Brian Murphy. Brian, very clever left-handed shot across here towards Brian O'Hanrahan, who always seems to be ready for a pass out of the fence. Ball very close to the sideline. John Joe Farrell does brilliantly to keep it in. Away he goes in a bit of a solo run. 3 men after him. John Joe, you're under series. He's still manages to have the ball. He's gone past 3 Lisdowney players. He's waiting the hand pass inside towards Adrian Burke. Liam Dunphy is out of the goal. Adrian Burke is caught. I think this could be a penalty. Indeed, it is a penalty. No doubt about it. Yeah. No doubt about it. Adrian Burke won the ball, but he was, I think it was the goalkeeper. Again, he put his arms around him. And when you put your arms around the player, it ain't for love, let's put it that way. And he was really dragged, and referee didn't have much option but to award a penalty. One man should have mentioned long before now who's celebrating a very significant birthday today, and that's Barry Henriquez, commentator extraordinary for Radio Kilkenny and Community Radio Kilkenny City for a long time, and of course editor of the Kilkenny GA yearbook. Happy birthday, Barry. Robbie Donnelly with the penalty, he buries it. 123 to Thomastown, 118 to Lisdowney. There's 5 points between the sides. And the hill has suddenly become a mountain for Lisdowney. Puck out, falling in the middle. John Donnelly under it again. Hit hard again. 3 players around him. Can't get it away, but Brian Murphy does. Good ball from Murphy. Way down the field. John Farrell somehow or other gets the ball into his hand again. Again, 3 players from Lisdowney around him. He knocks. The ball is hit high and wide by, I think it's Robbie Donnelly. It is indeed. He just hit it on the spin, and that didn't have much chance of success. Eddie Hickey under the ball from the puck out. Desi Walsh with it instead, clattering the ball across the far side of the field. 13 minutes is the clock. Adrian Burke fails to win the ball. Number 26, Stephen Delaney for Lisdowney wins it to Owen Walsh. Owen way up the far side of the field. Good ball indeed by Owen Walsh. And it's over there, number 19. 19 is William Kenny. William trying to make a bit of space. The man who got the goal just before the good scorer, Eddie Hickey. William is the man who got this goal from the free. And Eddie Hickey hits a very nice point for Lisdowney. 119 to 123, 4 points between them, 7 minutes left. Well, the Lisdowney men don't think, they don't worry too much about deficits. They just get on with it, as Thomastown number 22 is called ashore. That's Tomas O'Hanrahan. And not sure. Well, now number 11 is on the field. We did think that was Dylan Moore earlier on. We're not sure. It looks more like Dylan Caulfield. I think it is. I think that's who it is. Ball's gone over the far side here. John Joe Farrell and Ben Tallis. A great battle been going on between these two all day. The ball is won by Owen Walsh in there. He does well to come out with it. Gets it to Kevin Sweeney. Sweeney under huge pressure. Flicks the ball to Paddock Carroll. A very intelligent hurler, Paddock Carroll. Clatters the ball forward. But won in there by O'Hara. By number 17 is Brian O'Hanrahan again. But this is ping-pong hurling at the moment now. Players all over the field. Confusion reigning. David O'Carroll decides to drop one in on the goal. Eddie Hickey's under it. But instead it goes a little bit too far to Dermot Galway, and Galway clears up the field. Thomastown men in control, we think. Well, just about in control. I think that was a throw. Indeed it was. The guilty party, David Prendergast, we have a free to Lisdowney. This might drag them a little bit closer. Brian Kavanagh coming across to take the free. In the absence of Aidan Tallis. Aidan, who made a terrific contribution to the game. A lucky team to have two good free takers. Lovely free. Fine free from Brian Kavanagh. Great free and very, very good for a player to take the responsibility of coming into sub and taking on the frees like that, particularly when the predecessor taking the frees had nailed them, had nailed them all. Thomastown with the puck out, ball coming out of the sun. Owen Walsh does very well to win the ball and drive them forward. Jay Burke coming back to get it, catches it very well as he's running back towards his own goal. Comes out the field under considerable pressure. Ned Kerwin is there, corner back. Moves the ball only a few yards out over the sideline, and Lisdowney go on the attack again. And we have 4 minutes left and we have 3 points between them. Well, we had no minute left and we had 3 points between them a while ago, and we saw what happened. Lisdowney banged in a goal. Could the same happen again? How well will Thomastown defend matters here? Well, they've all gone back in around the goal, so they must be expecting this to be a real bomb altogether. It goes about 10 yards and it's picked up by John Donnelly. Horses his way forward. Left-handed shot way over the side of the field. Doesn't favour one of his own. Coming into it as Owen was. Owen under serious pressure from Dylan Caulfield. Ball hand pass forward towards David O'Carroll. David decides to go high. Lisdowney kind of going for maybe thinking a little bit about dropping the ball in on top of goal at this stage, but that's not a good idea at the moment. They're managing to get their hands on the ball again. It's Brian Kavanagh. He'll go for the point. It's high, it's short though, very short, and it's the hands of Jay Burke. And Jay, well, he's back manning the full-back position at the moment. Clears well up the field. Coming forward is Dylan Jordan. He's fouled. And we have a free to Lisdowney on their own 65. Well, we have 3 minutes left. And it's Michael Kenny is the man going out to take the free. He'd be best advised to hit it over the bar if he could. There's no need for him to play it short at this stage. He has a little bit of time. Get it down to 2 points and ask the question. And it's a very hard question to ask when it's down to 2 points in extra time in a county final, particularly when this looks good. This looks very good. Now the question is asked again of Thomastown. They fail to answer in normal time. In extra time, how will they answer? 2 minutes of time to go, plus maybe a pick of injury time as well. Diarmuid Galway, in no great hurry, goes back and picks up another hurley. Now he has only one in his hand when he's striking, let it be said. Ball breaking to Thomastown. They don't get it though. Lisdowney fighting that little bit harder. They've won a lot of the last 50-50s. Pat O'Carroll flying up the wing. Flattens stupidly by Brian O'Hanlon. Clattered out over the sideline at a time when all he needed to do was jockey him along. His name goes into the book, but that's a mere bagatelle. Because the way Brian Kavanagh's hitting the frees, this one's going to go over the bar. Slightly across the breeze. Our cameraman here is getting very excited. He's a Tipperary man. He gets very excited these Kilkenny matches. I think he wants penalties. Maybe he's on overtime. I don't know. But I don't mind. This is a great finish. Kavanagh, lovely strike. Terrific strike from him. 1 point between the sides. 1 minute to go. And Thomastown just keep leaving Lisdowney in the game. They keep losing the initiative in this match, and Lisdowney keep biting. Ned Kerwin with the ball. He's going to open his shoulders and play it way down to the far corner, down towards the Machita. Brilliantly caught in there by James Phelan, kicking the ball forward. Pat O'Carroll gets it. He loses it. It's back with James Phelan again, and O'Carroll again. Somehow or other, they managed to win very, very sensibly, playing the ball to Ben Tallis. That's good hurling, particularly from Pat O'Carroll. Lisdowney on the attack. Ball breaking. Again, it's in a Lisdowney hand. This time, it's Sweeney. He's tripped. And we have another free to Lisdowney in the identical position from which Brian Kavanagh nailed the last one. 20 minutes exactly gone. It could be penalties. Fingers crossed, Mimes our cameraman. Fingers crossed, Mimes our statistician. Brian, there's a lot on your young shoulders here. He's done brilliantly so far. He's done brilliantly again. And he pumps his fist at the Lisdowney crowd, and the Lisdowney crowd respond. And the shell-shocked Thomastown crowd scattered on the left of me down here in the stand. They're pretty shell-shocked. We're level. We're level. Lisdowney have got the last 5 points. Thomastown haven't got a score. Somebody don't give away a free. Don't do anything stupid now over there. Now throw the ball in, Sean, clear. Mother of God, if any more fellas get into that, you'd want a couple of whistle blowing. We're down to penalties. We're down to penalties. Well, well, well. This will certainly be the very first time in Kilkenny Championship Hurling that penalties at adult level, that penalties have decided the county final. Well, viewers, is it a cruel way to go out? Or are you one who says there should be a winner on the day? Is it an advantage to go first? I don't think it really matters. Over 5 penalties. The most important thing to do is stick the ball in the net. Into the goal goes Liam. Well, no. Into the goal goes Diarna Galway. Let's see who the first Lisdowney man to take the penalty will be. The guys who are congregating there, the Lisdowney men congregating there anyway, are Kevin Sweeney, Cathal Jordan, Michael Kenny, Brian Kavanagh. They look like the likely men for Lisdowney. Michael Kenny has gone in. He'll be the first man to go. Galway jumping around on the goal line. Linesman Sean McMahon and Conor Everard keeping an eye out to see that he doesn't cross the 20-metre line. Well, Michael Kenny. Wow, there's a goal. That's how to take a penalty. He never budged. His feet slanted in the ground and he just buried the ball in the top left corner. Next man up is Robbie Donnelly. Robbie against Liam Dunphy. Robbie's going to take a little bit of a run at it, given where he's placed it. Oh yeah. Liam got a hurley to it all right, but not quite good enough. Next penalty is going to be taken by Liam Dunphy. Goalkeeper on goalkeeper. Both, no delay by Dunphy. Oh, what a save! What a save! Wonderful stop by Galway. Down he went to his left side. Very, very well taken. Very well taken penalty, but very well saved. John Donnelly, 6 points from playing the match, decides to reset the ball. Oh yeah, he got it, he saved it, a fantastic save, particularly because it was to his perceived weaker side and there was nothing wrong with the penalty because it was drilled towards the corner. Brian Kavanagh is next for Lisdowney. The tension's unbearable. I hope it lasts. That's a line from an Oscar Wilde play, by the way. Come on, Fitzpatrick. wide. Just Brian Cabinet just lifted the post. Goalkeeper beaten. Diarmuid Galway is going to take the penalty now. Goalie on goalie. Bang, there's a goal. Fine strike. Next up is Cathal Jordan for Lisdowney. Thomastown 2, Lisdowney 1. You can't miss Cathal. Yeah, drilled. Very good. Again, the Hurling got to it, but not good enough. John Joe Farrell. It's getting tight and tense now. If you thought it was tense earlier. Respect to John Joe to be taking a penalty. Oh, see it! See it by Liam Dunphy. Well. Here comes number 12, Kevin Sweeney. A man who's had a terrific game today for Lisdowney. Worked incredibly hard throughout. It's always good to have a fellow who's been playing well. His confidence is high. Oh yeah, there's a goal. Not particularly hard struck, but it hits the ground, skates in. Number 10, Eddie Donnelly. You have no choice but to bury this one, Eddie. We're facing Armageddon, Thomastown. Oh yeah, good goal. Good goal. Here we go again. You just keep rotating. So we're back to Michael Kenny. Here's a great first penalty. Oh dear, he didn't hit. That was a disaster. Dreadful penalty for Michael Kenny. And Robbie Donnelly is up next. Oh dear, Michael Kenny. You'll have nightmares about that one. Robbie Donnelly against Liam Dunphy. 3-3. Oh, saved! Oh my, how brilliant save! And it goes on. We're now coming to our 7th penalty for Lisdowney. Cathal Jordan to take it. When Swords got in, it just squeezed in under Diarmuid Galway's body. Just squeezed in under his body. Next to take the penalty, Diarmuid Galway. Goalie on goalie. What a way to win a final, what a way to lose a final. He saved it again! Lisdowney have it! Well. What a win! Oh me, oh my! disaster for Thomastown. And Lisdowney have become, dare I say it, the most unlikely winners of the Michael Ling Hyundai Motors Kilkenny Intermediate Championship. 4-3 on penalties after extra time. That is amazing, and look at those celebrations. Look at those celebrations. Heroes all. Heroes all. They're holding their head, they don't know what to do. They just can't believe it. And all you can say is, well, 2 hours and 8 minutes ago this game began. There's no consolation for Thomastown in that after that one. None whatever. They were in the driving seat and they were caught at the final whistle of normal time. And they never really imposed themselves on extra time. And when it came to penalties, well, it was going to be a lottery. Pat O'Carroll from Lisdowney, one of 3 O'Carroll brothers, and Vinnie Fitzpatrick coming up together, joint captains.